afternoon. Adrian?
Roy, first of all, can you just give us an update on
John didn't train today, so if you can't train 2 days before a game, no doubt you're struggling. So I think the manager gave you an update yesterday, and he's very much doubtful. And it doesn't look like he's going to train either tomorrow. So good chance he'll be ruled out. Probably. Listen, you'd always wait. I think we asked the same question a few weeks ago. You'd always sometimes give certain players another 24 hours, and I'm sure that would be the case with John. But we're not hopeful.
Just in terms of the opposition on Saturday, Belgium, people have said that they're maybe a team full of great individuals, but not a great team. Is that fair?
Well, there's not that many great teams out there at the moment, but they've no, I think they're a good team, really good team. They've got some fantastic players, no doubt. I don't know if they've got much criticism from the game, the first game. It was always going to be difficult against Italy, but they still created lots and lots of chances, and we'll have to be at our very, very best to try and get a decent result. But again, this idea that, you know, I think it's a bit harsh to be saying they're not a great team, because again, there's not that many great teams out there, but they have the potential to be a great team, and they came in as one of the favourites, and you still fancy them to do well in the tournament. Yeah, well, we're delighted. I thought the performance was excellent, but people were maybe surprised at it. But we knew what we're capable of doing. We've done it in some of the group matches. We've produced some big results before. Disappointing we just didn't get that second goal. But the performance was fantastic. What we have to do now is obviously to build on that. The players have had some nice plaudits, and deservedly so, particularly certain individuals. But it's gone now. We have another big challenge coming up over the next few days, and the players have to get ready for that. And we need certainly the same type of performance if we're going to get the right result. Not a difficult game, but yeah, we know what the players are capable of doing, and we were delighted with the performance, of course. Well, we just, first and foremost, we need to try and get a really good performance. You know, what happens after that, who knows? But I think that's what pleased us with the game the other day. I thought we played some decent stuff, played a lot of, you know, seemed to play with a lot of confidence, a lot of belief. Again, maybe I'm not sure if people underestimated us. But let's put on a good performance and see where that takes us. But we know what we're capable of. But we're up against an outstanding team. You know, Belgium are a very, very good team, and they did create chances themselves in the first game. So we'll have to be at our very best. That goes without saying. Was I? What did I say?
You said you keep coming down and training.
Yeah. No, yeah, but why did I say that? Why did I say that about I'd kick him up and down the training pitch?
Because he was talking about moving to PSG.
Yeah, that's not personal. I would do that to anybody if I was playing with him who was talking about possibly wanting to leave all the time. So it's not against the lad. I think he's a talented boy. I'd like him to be in our group. You know, really, really top player. Had a difficult season, I suppose, but that's because maybe he set his standards so high the previous season. That, you know, don't get me the wrong way. I think he's an outstanding player. But if you'd asked me if I was playing with anybody, whether it was at Forest, Rockmont, or Ramblers, and they were constantly talking, if it was true that they wanted to leave, and they had poor attitude to training, then I would kick them in training. Yeah. But I kind of done that with most players, I suppose. Even lads who didn't want to leave. Yeah, I think we're all enjoying the games. I think when I spoke last week, we were ready for the games to begin. I think we're all enjoying it. Looking forward to the England-Wales game, of course we are. Obviously, we have an extra bit of interest in Wales, I suppose. With them, obviously, we're playing them in the next campaign. So yeah, I think it kills the hours as well in the hotel. Yeah, we'll be tuned into that, definitely.
Any preference?
Yeah, I'm not telling you.
Roy, the diamond formation seemed to work particularly well on Monday night against Sweden.
can it work as well against a team with such talented wingers as Belgium, as Carrasco and De Bruyne and Hazard?
Well, whatever formation you play in any game of football, a lot will come down to the players, how they deal with it, their attitude towards it. So I think we've got good options to play in one or two different ways. It might change slightly now if John Walter's not available, but we obviously have players to come in. But whatever system or tactics we bring to the game will be down to the players and how they apply it. And if they play with the same attitude, I suppose, desire, which we know they have, and quality, which we showed particularly for the first hour, then we're capable of causing Belgium problems, obviously.
Simon Mignolet said yesterday, when asked about Ireland, that the Irish aggression is easy to cope with if you've got fast circulation of the ball and you have a high tempo. Is that one of the keys for the Irish players, not to get suckered into just chasing the ball and chasing these individuals and stick to the system?
Well, you've got to do some sort of chasing, don't you? You know, you can't just step back and let good players have time on the ball. I'd agree with that. There's areas where you to step back and get your recovery. But if good players like Hazard and these lads are getting it 30, 40 yards from our goal, then you've got to chase them down. So, yeah, he's kind of right.
How's John Walters been? Obviously, he came into this tournament expecting to be a key player in the Irish squad. His first game is curtailed by injury. Could miss. I thought John
done well in the game, despite the fact that again he'd missed a bit of training the week before that. So we're certainly not writing John Walters off, and he played a huge part in the time he was on the pitch. Big player for us, and he can still contribute. Sometimes when you miss a game through injury, you can still bring stuff to the party, whether it be around the hotel, in the dressing rooms, and John will be good like that. And if he does miss the next game, well, fingers crossed he'll be available for the Italian game. So don't be writing John Walters out of this tournament or what he's going to bring to the Irish setup. Big player for us, big character. You go into any competition, you know players are going to get injured, you know players are going to get suspended. It's how you cope with it. So it's a big test for us, how we cope without John against Belgium. And whoever comes in for him, I'm pretty sure we'll do a good job.
Roy, is Welsh fully fit? Did he come off because of the calf problem the last day, or was he just fatigued?
Wes made it clear that he was struggling. And sometimes that is fatigue because of the work rate he put into the game. And that's why you're allowed to make substitutions. Sometimes players might struggle with playing 90 minutes. It's been a while since we'd last played. There's other players who hadn't played for 4, 5, 6 weeks. I think the occasion, listen, we've been building up for 6 months really, and that can take an effect on a player's fatigue. But Wes has trained the last few days, he's fine. No problem.
On a personal, you're more than a week now in Versailles. Enjoying the tournament, what did you for downtime?
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously, we've been training, the downtime, we'd be watching other games, strolling, going out for a coffee or whatever it might be. It's been fantastic. I think I said to you last week, the facilities, attitude of the players, enjoying the staff. It's been great, but again, we're here to get results.
But it just has to be excited by the way your team played on.
I enjoyed watching it, yeah. I enjoyed watching it. And I think the players played with that. You're always worried going into any competition where you're up against a good team, how they'd cope with it. And the players seemed to enjoy it, which was really good. And they played with a lot of freedom. And that was good to see from a coaching point of view. Obviously, we're always desperate to get the second goal. We always know 1-0 is very difficult to hold on to. Even when we're having a good spell against Sweden, we knew they were going to have their good spell, and we just couldn't get through it. But yeah, I enjoyed watching the game, definitely, and I think the fans did. I think the atmosphere was fantastic. Both sets of supporters are brilliant, and both teams, really kind of got stuck into each other. I think it's been a good tournament from the physical side of it. I watched Albania and France last night, and Albania outstanding, physically strong and not holding back, and that's what the game of football is about. We all admire a bit of skill, don't get me wrong, but when you see people putting their bodies on the line, that's great. I like that side of it. And you're on about our lads getting tired, that's because they were giving everything they've got, and that's what you expect. You want to see warriors out there, and we're seeing that not just in our group of players, but to be fair, we're seeing it in other teams, and I love watching that. Seamus.
McDonough.
Watch out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I never touched him. He died. You know what goalkeepers are like. Never touched him.
Roy, yesterday there was a protocol with the 8 players in the squad with the playing in the League of Ireland jerseys. You didn't plan to put on a Cove Ramblers jersey and join the protocol?
No, but you know, it was really nice picture that, nice to see the lads, because we know over the years people have been quick to criticise League of Ireland football, but it's played a huge part in my career. And you saw yesterday with the photograph, was it 7 lads? Brilliant, really nice photograph, and it was nice to see. No Ramblers players there, but that was really good. I thought it was, you know, credit to the players, and again for the chrism that League of Ireland gets. You know, it's played a big part in these lads having a very, very good career, and no, it was nice to see that.
And in terms of the game of the weekend, does anything change in terms of the setup after the Ireland draw and the fact that Italy got the win over Belgium?
Well, you try not to. You just got to go and, again, focus on the performance, and hopefully that will be enough to get enough points on board to get us into the next round. But it might be different with the last game, but you can't start overanalyzing it too much going into the second game. Again, things will take shape for the third match where you might have an idea what you obviously will need. Goal difference might come into it, the whole lot. But for the next game, our attitude is go out and do our best, put on a good performance, and hopefully you get the right result.
Roy, Roy, Martin said yesterday that you hadn't yet had a chance to analyse properly the Italy-Belgium match. I was wondering, is that what you did yesterday? And if so, how impressed were you with the Italian system, their ability to prevent Belgium really creating any sort of flow, and even the decision making when to make that tackle in the midfield?
Yeah, we made we watched that last night, it was, and you know, I think it's dangerous to keep comparing us to what Italy are about. Italy have been playing the system for a long time. A lot of their players play at a club level. On top of that, they've got some excellent players, you know, really good tournament team. So you've got to be careful. Like, all of a sudden you see a team doing well and you think, oh, we can just copy that. It doesn't work that way. As I said, they've got a lot of experienced players, particularly the 3 central defenders. They've been playing that for a long time. So just because it worked for them doesn't mean it would work for the Irish team. So don't be hanging your hat on that. But it does give you options. But we do have options to change the system. We've done it previously. We've players no doubt capable of doing it. It's just have we had enough time to prepare for that? And that's where the manager's got to make that decision.
And just without the way Belgium played, do you think there's actually a chance that this game may not have such a high intensity as the Sweden game? Just because the nature of that game, and it could actually help sort of counter-attacking football, which may suit Ireland?
Well, I think it suit Belgium. I think that they're not bad on the counter-attack. And again, because the Italians had a really good result against Belgium, from what we saw, listen, Belgium still, particularly in the second half, with the substitutions they made, had 3 or 4 great chances. You'd nearly take that going into any game. But yeah, I think most teams, the really top teams, are set up for counter-attack football anyway. And we'd like to think we've got 1 or 2 players in our group, people like Shane Long, McLean if he's playing, McGeady's, who can get at people. But I think, again, I always keep repeating myself, we were saying the same thing last week. You know, it's up to the players to go out and just get on with it.
Roy, you saw Hungary the other day taking a lead against Austria and still, you know, attacking that goal after they come on top. Is it possible for this Irish team to do something similar like that? Just see that maybe scoring goals into your aggression and pulling back.
Game management, you mean? I think that's a new word now, is it not? No, I think the best way if you're 1-0 up to try and get a victory is to get a second goal. No, it depends on the situation. If the opposition are on top, which you were the other day, and I think we did sit in okay. But I think it's your natural instinct, depends what players are on the pitch and the system you've set up, to try and get a second goal. I think we've got to be careful, because if you do sit back and just try and soak up the pressure and you concede a goal, the first thing people will say to you after the game is you sat back too much. It will depend on the flow of the game and who's got momentum. And we had it in the first half, probably the first hour. Sweden had a spell of it in the second half. I think we got a hold of it again for the last 10 minutes. It'll depend on the circumstances of the game, honestly, where you think we feel we can get a second goal, we're on top. But no doubt if you're under pressure, you obviously sit back and you try and, like it's been mentioned, try and play under counter-attack. There's also nothing wrong with that. You've got to try and find different ways to win a game of football. But I think the best way, if you are on top, and you're a goal in front, we saw with England the other night, if you think you can get a second goal, then go and get it. Because all the teams here are capable of scoring, and we've seen it so far in the tournament. late goals, because there's enough quality on the pitch to cause you problems, even if you think you're on top. It's a long answer, I know, but hopefully it's made some sort of sense.
Last question, please.
Roy, Mark Wilmots has been highly criticized after the defeat against Italy. Do you think it's fair?
No, but I think that's the life of the manager. You know, some managers get criticised even when they win. So no, this Belgium team is a dangerous team, and because they lost to a very, very good Italian team, and I still think Belgium have a big part to play in this tournament. And but any criticism managers get is just it's part of the course.
Okay.
You know, it won't keep me awake tonight.
Thank you very much.
Just one question for Belgian press. The Belgium is for the moment doubtful. Is it an advantage for Highland? The doubt.
Okay.
Is it an advantage for Highland, which is maybe more confident after the draw against the?
No, it's a dangerous game. Dangerous game for us. Absolutely. You look at the players on paper. If you think for 1 minute, I think what you're trying to suggest we're the favourites for the game. No. I think you've been drinking.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Thank you.